Good evening, Vivian. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, Daniel. How are you this evening?
I'm very good, thank you very much. A little bit chilly, but I'm all right. I'm all right. Got a scarf on to take the edge off. I see we've got no viewers tonight. I don't know what's happening.
It'll happen. Just give them a
It'll happen.
chance.
As
They're
if
all
by
having their-
magic, build it and they shall come. That's what I
They're-
believe the wording in that film was, wasn't it? Field
They
of
were-
Dreams.
They're all having their tea at this time of night.
Or there's something better on the other side.
The truth be told, they're waiting for Emmerdale to start.
They are. Hi, you William. I hope you're well.
Hi, William.
It's lovely to see Williams in at least. At least we've got William in. So that can only be a good thing. How's your weekend been, Viv? Did you get up to anything good?
What did I do this weekend? Not a lot, really. I was trying to get into the garden to tidy the garden and plant bulbs this time of year.
Thank you, William.
But instead, we ended up visiting my mother, and just having a family day together.
That's nice.
Took my grandson, and
that's nice.
Tori and Damon came out with us, and but Sunday was like a garden day, rest day, really.
So you just chilled and relaxed into the weekend, or out of the weekend at that point.
Well, yeah. So
good.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
How was your week? How was your weekend?
Yeah, very quiet, really. I didn't really do much at all. I just sort of relaxed and just watched a bit of YouTube, and that was it, really. I think I read a couple of books. Well, read a couple of passages out of a couple of books. But yeah, that was it, really. Get a few chapters under my belt, and that was it. So quite a relaxed but boring weekend, as some people would see it.
A boring weekend.
So hopefully we'll get some people in this evening. So we were going to talk this evening about chalk drawings, weren't we? Line drawings, and we were also crop circles. Absolutely. Well, thank you. I'm glad you put that up there. Jerk my memory. I'm getting old now. It needs a lot of jerking as this memory. So we've got 3 people in. Hello, everybody in the chat. Sorry,
you just need to get your wife to give you a good slap round the head.
I do need a slap round the head. I do. Knock some sense into me. Can't afford knocking it out, so we must put a finger in one ear when she does it, so it keeps what's in there.
Hey, that's called a wet willy.
It is called a wet willy. It is indeed. So now we're back down to 2. People obviously weren't interested in my wet willy. So we're talking about chalk effigies and drawings on the hills and on the sides of mountains and stuff like that, and also talk about crop circles. Now, crop circles. What do you think, Viv? What do you think of crop circles?
I met a man once, and he had an off-the-record conversation with me. So, for the life of me, I couldn't tell you his name or anything, but he belonged to a group that used to go out in the middle of the night, and they had intricate designs, and he told me how they were done, how they would place the boards and had the strings, and they had long strings where they'd measure it from one person to another with their boards and then do a circle themselves, and how they made the crop circle. And depending on the design and the scale of the crop circle would depend how many people actually went and did it. And it was a club. He actually belonged to a club. And these people were notorious for going out and doing these crop circles. And he did say to me, it made me laugh one day. He said, we did this crop circle in the middle of the night. He said, and the next thing you know, on TV, they had these UFO specialists saying about the high EMF and the scorch marks and all the rest of it. And he said, it was me. He said, it was me and a couple of others that did the thing. And he said, admittedly, he felt bad because he damaged crops when they do it. He said, but they had to keep up this ethos of the crop circle thing. He said, but you would. He said, but you will notice. He said crop circles were only done at that particular time in this particular part of the country. He said because it was us that were doing it. He said
Yeah, yeah,
we didn't travel up the length and breadth of the country to do it. He
no,
said, we just did it in our local area. He said, so I'm afraid to tell you, he said, these crop circles are all human made.
yeah.
And I
Do you know
believe
what? It's very similar to a guy that I had, a friend of mine. I haven't seen him for a while, but he's a pretty good friend of mine. I was in a paranormal team with him, and he was renowned in ufology circles. He was very well known at the time, and I was talking about crop circles because I didn't realise that he was part of the team that were making them. Because his whole family and some friends, and like you say, they used to go out en masse in the early hours of the morning, make these crop circles, and then they would go home, and then all of a sudden it'd be like, well, look at this crop circles turn up. And then a couple turned up in Hartford, and of course I knew who it was. So I said to him, were you out in the early hours of the night hanging around this? They went, I could have been.
yeah.
And he explained to me that he was part of a group. Because I said to him initially, what do you think about these crop circles? And he said, I'll tell you, Dan, he went, they're all nonsense.
Yeah.
Every single one, he said, is nonsense. He said, because he was part of a group. But what they used to do, there was different groups worldwide, and they all are interconnected to each other.
Yeah.
So they would all turn around and say, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then they would be sending information to each other about what they were doing. So the whole sort of this, I guess it was like a whole community online and what have you, and they would just go out and doing it. But it was saying, but as William quite rightly says, yeah, it does a lot of damage to crops.
Yeah.
It does an awful lot of damage to crops.
It's like my guy that told me he was based in Somerset, and he told me about he did feel guilty about the damage to the crop, because when you walk in the field, yes, there are like tramways and areas that you can walk on, but when you're doing an elaborate crop circle, I can imagine you're treading on others. Oh my God! Anyway, that was a good few years ago. But Dan, why do people believe? Why do they believe? I mean, is it a case they want to believe, or?
I think they want to, don't they? I think they can't find an answer for it, so automatically they say, well, look, it must be aliens. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Even now, even after finding out, I mean, I used to think they were beautiful anyway.
Yeah.
But then even after finding out that, you know, they were bunkum, I still find them beautiful. I still think that, although you don't see or hear of many of them now, do you? But I still think that they're stunning looking things. You know, the amount of work that go, it is a lot of work. But as he used to say, it's an awful, time-wise, it can be an awful lot. He said, but it's not that tiring because it's all done with that string and distance.
Yeah.
You know, if you've
and
got
geometry.
Yeah,
they use a lot of geometry in it, don't they?
Exactly. And if you've got 10 of you out there, you can knock one out in like an hour. You know, they are, Wayne. Yeah, they're beautiful pieces of artwork. They're absolutely stunning. But yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know why people automatically jump to conclusion. I suppose people read stuff into stuff, don't they? You know, if people need to think that there's something mysterious going on or there's something nefarious behind what's going on, because they get some sort of comfort from it, I guess.
But this guy on that he was saying, and I remember watching it. There was a TV program, and they had these so-called experts go in. And they were saying this was where the spacecraft landed, and look at the scorch marks, and the guy said to me, I did that. He said it's no scorch marks there at all. They're trying to find something that isn't there, which I found quite fascinating, Dan. I mean, they even got an EMF detector meter out and started saying about high EMFs, and I'm thinking, really?
I know.
And after having that conversation with that bloke, I just sat there and laughed.
I know.
And I thought, oh.
They did say, I mean, there was a couple, they said, well, you know, look, there's these have got high rates of like microwaves coming off of them. And we don't know where these, you know, this sort of energy coming off of. And if you look at the bottom of the stalk, it's actually popped. So it's been popped by something with high energy. And they said, yeah, but what they started to do, they got wise to it, these crop circles. So what they started to do, when people started to come out with the idea of energy, they would dismantle things like microwaves. I don't know how they did it. Don't ask me. They would build a machine out of it, and they would just push it along behind, and it would pop the corn, so it would create a force like a microwave. And so if you then went in there with the right equipment, you could pick up the energy from the microwave. But it was all done. It was all done with equipment. They did it all with equipment. So I don't know. I mean, it's. I just think it's people grasping for answers, and they haven't got an answer to something. They need an answer.
What I find quite strange is crop circles were all the rage over here in the UK. It never caught on in America, did it? And they've got a big. The country is just huge, and their crops and their areas are vast. Why is it that never caught on over in America? Maybe their laws are tougher than ours. I don't know. They're scared to do it.
I don't know. That's a good point, actually. I mean, there were a few in America, weren't there? I mean, there were a few in America, but yeah, I don't know, actually. I don't know. Where did it start? Do you know where it started?
I don't know. I think it was. I know that they started popping up in and around Somerset area, and then it's spread out a little bit, didn't it? And that was back in what, the early 80s.
Well, you didn't see that many on sort of Europe, did you? You didn't see that many in the Europe on the continent, really, did you? They never cropped up there. But there was loads there, weren't there? You're tripping over them over here.
I know.
But that film Signs. Do you remember Signs? And that was a big crop circle. I think that was.
Yeah.
Started out with, didn't it? But I have no idea.
It is quite funny, isn't it?
No idea. I have seen footage of a video that somebody taken, and it was just a beautiful golden field of corn, and then this I suppose this orb comes down, and it's hovering, and then it gets in the corn, it darts all over it, and it creates this wonderful crop circle image, and then it shoots off. But looking at it now, you would think that's just bad CGI.
Yeah.
Somebody's clearly done. It's just bad CGI. There's nothing extraterrestrial about that whatsoever.
Yeah. So I'm sharing the page out as we talk as well.
So yeah, so William says they've got a little bit of it in the States, but anyone caught would probably be shot by the ranchers. Yeah, I think if you're caught on somebody's land damaging their crops, then I think they've got to shoot you.
Is there a law about shooting people? I'm like, over here, farmers can shoot, and they tend to use salt. What they call the salt.
Yeah, it's like salt pellets, aren't they?
Okay, but we here in the UK, I understand that a farmer can use a gun to shoot any animal that's attacking their livestock. Okay, but when it comes to shooting a human over here, if you was a farmer, even if they were just trespassing and you shot them, you'd be put into prison yourself, the farmer. Yeah. So there are laws about you can use blanks, salt guns, pellet guns. My cat's gone weird again. Pellet guns, but I don't think you can shoot human beings, even if they are trespassing. So I don't know how that stands in America. I mean, what the laws would be. That's shooting somebody in cold blood, regardless of what they're doing. Surely it's murder.
I suppose it's different, isn't it? Because the laws in America, I suppose it's they've got like the Second Amendment. You can protect yourself and they protect your your personal goods and shackles. I don't know much about the Second Amendment, to be honest, but so I'm going in blind. But I would assume that's part of it.
I don't know.
But Wayne says they've been seen all over the world, just not widely publicised yet. And Wayne says crop circles have been around apparently since 1678, but the stalks have been cut and not bent. Yeah.
Maybe. They've upgraded since then.
Upgraded, yeah. I'm not sure what all of the laws are in each state, but we have some screwy, scary places.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they're beautiful, but I think they shouldn't be done because it's somebody else's crops and somebody else's land, and you haven't got the right. It's just not fair. I don't think it's fair when you start interfering with somebody's living. Wow.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, William. To be fair to you, it brings me on to these bloody. Oh, I shouldn't swear really, but these chalk drawings. because there is one that comes to mind, which is of a giant man with a willy. Right? So
Yes, the guy with has he got a club or something?
he's got a club and he's got a very big
Yes,
thing in
member.
between. Yes.
Member.
Now, and that's in
Very
England,
wise.
isn't it? It is in England somewhere.
Yes, yes.
But why? I mean, of all the things, I know like it's a phallic symbol, and
Yeah, it's like
maybe then
fertility, isn't it?
yeah, but I don't get it, because they're made of chalk, aren't they? And some of these are not cut into chalk. The chalk has been bought there to do these drawings, and there are a couple with the horses and stuff. We've got a few horses in England, and I'll come back to them in a minute. But this man with his phallic symbol and his club, out of all of them, I think he's the one that's the one that stands out, purely because of what it represents, who he is. Nobody knows who he is. He's just there, and he just sticks out like a sore thumb. Now, I know that these things draw in a lot of tourists over the years. They want to come and see these things. I went and saw one like 2 years ago. I went and saw the horse that's up near Warminster.
Yes.
That way, the white horse. And to be honest, when I got up there and I looked at the horse, when you look at it from a distance, you think, wow. When you get up close and personal to it, you think, is this it?
Yeah.
There's nothing to see. So I find them very, very strange, Dan. I mean, I don't know what they're about. I don't know why they're there. I want to know your thoughts.
I don't know the history. I mean, I'm assuming that some of them are sort of, or maybe they're prehistory. I don't really know, and I don't know whether they're sort of pagan, sort of Phalanistic kind of, you know.
That's funny. She should have that as her logo.
Yes, William. I think the man may very well be an ancient one. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he is, and I think it's some sort of pagan phallic symbolism. I don't know if he represents some sort of a certain god or what have you, or maybe a god who they've forgotten has fell into the abyss of time and we don't know the name of, or maybe it's the god that we do know the name of. But
there's a couple of ancient ones with the horses and that.
Yes.
The one up north that I see it from the train when I used to go to Newcastle with my nan, and the one down in down Warminster way.
Yeah, down south. Yeah,
the white horses. They're quite old, but there's a horse in Yorkshire that I saw a few years ago, and that's a more modern one. And the way that they've made that horse, it's weird. They've put like tile in it and things like that. I suppose it's to bring in tourism, and that was a more modern one. But the ancient ones, the drawing itself, from the drawing itself, you can see that was quite old, because it's very basic.
We've also got some over here which I never even realised until a few years ago. And what they are, they're on. There's 4 of them. I can't think where they are now. Let's find out where they are. I want to go and see them. And they kind of face each other on this massive weald, this massive sort of mountainous area or hill, like really big hills. And what they are like Somerset infantry.
Right, okay.
And the other, they were there in 1914, so they were put there for those soldiers up there. They put them there for the Great War, right. And then they put them up as representation of these 4 battalions, some light infantry, and they're amazing. But one's a cavalry, one's a yeoman. Oh, it's just they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So there are a lot of modern ones, but I mean, I would assume. I mean, as William says here, the man, an ancient one. I know some are more. Oh, hang on, sorry. Prehistory would probably be made to announce tribal areas and show off and promote. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But Dan, what came first then? Do you think that those came before the NASCAR lines? Because NASCAR, I've got so many, but when you look at how they're built,
beautiful.
They're actually stones being placed on.
Yes. Yes.
But what the ones that we've got are not actually stone; they're chalk.
No, the chalk
that have been inlaid. So I don't know. Did one copy the other? I mean, and how would they have known about each other?
I mean, if they're ancient, if those I mean, even if our one's the oldest ones, we got 4,000 or 5,000 years old, I would still think the NASCAR line ones out predate those. I'm guessing I seem to remember somewhere they were saying they're very, very ancient, or they think they're very, very ancient, and I think they're beautiful. The NASCAR lines ones are absolutely stunning. Because
are you ready?
I Chantel, way! Chantel in the room. Chantel in the room. Chantel in the room. The NASCAR lines ones, I think, are beautiful. Man, they've got like a hummingbird, haven't they? And other ones that they were beautiful.
Spider and
the spider, yeah, which is beautiful. They don't know, do they, the history of them? I don't think they've got any idea. But they don't know for definite, I don't think. But it'd be interesting to speak to somebody who does know about them.
Yeah.
We'll have to find somebody out who deals with that kind of archaeology. Because that'd be interesting to know. But then
I've hurt my arm now doing that for Chantel.
How unfit are we?
I don't know about Dan. I had that injection, didn't I, yesterday?
Oh yes.
And I've got a bad shoulder anyway, but doing that, I was just like, it's killing me today. I've been very, very lazy, and today I must admit I felt like shit from it.
You had that vaccine, haven't you?
No, I haven't had the vaccine. It's the flu jab.
The flu jab you've had, yeah, that vaccine.
Yeah.
But
I'll be all right tomorrow.
Yeah, we're off. That's what I said to myself last week before I ended up nearly getting the priest in.
What? Getting a priest in?
Hello.
Because you had a vaccine. You get a priest in.
This flu. Get rid of this flu.
Oh, you need this guy, David Devereaux.
David Devereaux.
Look, you wouldn't mess with him. Look at him.
No, he's got your archetypal long leather coat on. He must be a good... Parker in the house.
Parker in the house.
Hello.
What time do you call this?
Parker in the house. Hello, buddy. How you doing? You okay?
What time do you call this?
A bit sore.
I'm sore too.
Oh, okay. They're not as old as I thought then, Wayne. They're not as old as I thought. So Wayne says the Nazca lines were made about 500 BC. So it's not as old as I thought. Still ancient, but not as old as I thought.
No.
We're talking tonight about... yeah, that'd be interesting to get told of Tony Robinson.
Yeah, about the fairy rink, the crop.
Yeah, we're talking about like chalk drawings and outlines of pictures, and we're also talking about crop circles. We were talking about
crop circles.
Crop circles are developed for I think it's too much iron.
Jay.
Hi, Chantel.
Woo! Get you.
Yeah, the crop circle is developed by so it depends on what they're growing, and it can be too much nitrogen or too much acid, so it goes round in a circle like a fairy ring on the grass.
Oh no, we're on about like the crop circles that they these really intricate designs. So it's like
sorry.
No, that's all right. It's like what do they call it? Sacred geometry, that type of thing.
No, I get it.
But yeah, I know what you mean. There's too much, zinc and stuff, isn't there, in the ground, and it tends to scorches it, doesn't it? So nothing grows there.
But when you see one of those, though, Dan, the zinc ones in the grass and stuff, that is quite interesting. I think the people.
I think a lot of those are those. I believe that a lot of those are old settlements. And what they've done is like Iron Age settlements and stuff. So whatever they've done, they put it around, and maybe they've thrown their rubbish out or what have you, and it's created this. It's burnt away at this.
Oh, I want to dig it up and have a look to see what's under
there.
Hey, Nettie's in the house.
Nettie's in the house. Nettie's in the house. Nettie's in the house. So Wayne says, I think Wayne's about Nazca lines. They were cut out of the ground. The temples were cut to such precision that, yeah, exactly. They can't copy them, can they? They can't really get that close to it.
That he's
But
laughing at
yeah,
us.
it's interesting. It's an interesting. I wish I knew a lot more about it. Actually, in fact, I think I might go and look into it a little bit more.
Need to do a trip out there and go and see him.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I must
Dawn,
admit, sacred geometry sort of piqued my interest recently. I've been
So I
reading up
like
a little bit
the,
about that.
so I like the horses and that in the fields, like in chalk. How does that come across? How?
Well, you know, when I've gone and seen them, you've seen they're actually sort of inlaid in the ground.
Chunks of chalk, aren't they? A lot of them.
Yeah, and it's a chalk line, and you've got the chalk line, and then you've got gravel either side, and then you've got an area that grows with the grass or whatever it is that they're growing, but it grows away from the chalk line itself. But then this one in Yorkshire that I went and saw, they've actually cut it into the side of, and it's
bank.
quite,
Yeah,
it's quite it's vertical, so it's hard to get up there. But when I went and saw that looked more like a mosaic, which is more modern than the chalk horses. They said, come here and look at this white, big chalk white horse and all this sort of thing. When I went and had a look at it, it was quite disappointing, and it wasn't as big as you would have envisaged. But the other chalk horses, they were vast, because when you get up there and you're walking, you're literally walking a chalk line. You don't actually see the horse outline. You're just literally walking a line.
You can see from above or below, can't you? Really?
Yeah, and in some areas it's wider, in some areas it's quite narrow. But the one in Yorkshire, you can't get up there anyway. But you stand there and look at it, and when you get your cameras out and you actually sort of zoom in, you can see that it's intricate mosaic stuff that they've put up there and whitewashed it. And I just thought, well, that was a bit of a loss, really, and not as impressive as the other, what I call the proper chalk horses.
Don't know why the Wayne says the white horse in Wiltshire was made by digging trenches and filled in with the chalk. So they're probably not as ancient as you would imagine, and I would think.
No.
But that they were digging trenches up there for a long time. So that was not nothing new, the trench thing. But filling it with chalk is like, well, where the hell did they get the chalk from? And the time that it took for them to carry it up there and inlay it and do the design and everything is just blows your mind.
Maybe they're county things. Maybe they represent, like the horse represents the Wiltshire County or what have you. Or
there's one up north as well.
Yeah, there's a few dotted around, aren't there? But either way, whether they're modern or ancient, I think they're still pretty impressive looking things, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're still clever and how they've done it. The crop circles. Whether they're alien made or human made, they're beautiful looking things.
But the man with his big willy, though, that's the one that I just can't get my head around.
That's got to be phallic, doesn't it? It's got to be. It's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be sort of really old. What you would imagine it were.
The women come and bring their fruits and pray to the man with the big member, and you might get pregnant or something.
Yeah.
What's he saying here? Same as the stones at Stonehenge. They said that the stones aren't native to the Salisbury area. Yeah, then apparently they're not.
No.
And, well, chalk is just limestone, isn't it?
It is.
Been around for a long time.
It is, yes.
It is, yeah. So, yeah, it's one of those things that,
Dan used to write in chalk.
I still write in chalk. I'm not allowed anything sharp. I'm not allowed anything sharp.
I wouldn't give him anything sharp.
No, I would neither.
make him sit in the corner on his own.
with me flinting me stones and arrowheads, making arrowheads.
Oh dear.
And a funny hat on.
Cone shaped with a big D.
I do love a funny hat.
But you had a funny hat on the other night.
I did. I have funny hats on lots of nights.
Where is it?
Upstairs.
Oh.
I'll have my other one to come. Hopefully that'll be here soon.
Hat, isn't they?
They probably are. They probably copied from that sort of origin. Yeah.
There was probably clickbait for women to come along. Yeah.
Oh, dick bait. Dick bait. Oh dear,
Oh, it's funny.
Mhm.
it's funny, isn't it?
It
I'll tell you what I did like about the crop circles when they were first coming out. You had all the crystal healing lot out there, didn't you? Sitting in the middle of the circle, trying to, with their crystals sat around them, trying to pick up the energy and the alien
But,
commute with the aliens.
but Dan, don't you think that in itself, right? Never mind about people trampling the corn to make the corn circles, but it's all that lot afterwards that came in that did more damage on top of that poor farmer. I bet he was going absolutely ape.
I
Do
would
you
have
know
done.
what I would have done? If I was one of them farmers, what I would have done, if somebody had come in and done that, and then you had people want to turn up to see it,
I'd pay it.
I'd have charged them.
Charge
I'd have
them.
gone £2 to get in there.
Doesn't I know it works for cattle and dairy farmers here, but with arable farming, if their crops fail, or if there's some disaster that happens, doesn't the government pay them a percentage anyway?
Yes.
They give them,
So-
there's nothing,
Yeah.
is it, compared to the work they put in, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, farmers now, like, I mean, years ago, farm was a good thing, wasn't it? Earned bloody good money, but now it's not.
Up here, Dan,
It's hard work for nothing.
up here, there is no such thing as a poor farmer.
No.
No, it's a lot of graft, isn't it? It's a lot of graft for. I mean, they're up at the crack of dawn, aren't they? Then they got to get to bed really early. You know.
Oh, they get a subsidy from the
Yeah,
government.
same with livestock, isn't it?
£2.
Yeah, but yeah. So they pay it as well, William. Probably they would pay it as well.
Just exercising my shoulder.
Don't talk about shoulder.
You know
What
what
you done
mine
yours?
is? Mine is from
Didn't tell
handbag.
you.
Yeah, I told him.
Oh yes. How's it now? All right.
Sure.
You off work for a bit with it, or
No.
you back in tomorrow? Or
Yeah, paracetamol and ibuprofen.
yeah, that's the way to go, isn't
Do
it?
the trick.
Bye, Wayne.
Bye, Wayne.
Cheers,
speak to
Wayne. I
you
will
soon.
get back to you, buddy. Speak to you soon, mate.
He's messaged you, Dan. Answer your messages.
I know. I'm terrible for that.
It's like
Cricket Farms
as
apparently
well.
now. I'm not eating them. Do you know what on that? Yes, Cricket Farms. Thanks to
Right.
a certain
Cricket
a certain.
Farms?
Yeah, they're trying to talk. Well, they're talking about a lot of the farming community. This is getting the conspiracy time again. But a lot of these farmers now, particularly in places like South Africa and Holland and places like that, and in America, across North America, a lot of the farmland has been bought up by people like Bill Gates,
Oh, okay.
because Bill Gates want to cut back on meat eating.
Yeah.
So what he does, I don't know if he's got some facility, or they're talking about he might have got some ability to grow his own meat genetically, so he can grow meat. So that cuts back with the farming, but also what it means is that if he's got the farmland, and this 1%, this World Economic Forum own the farmland, then they control the world. So then they can actually control what you eat.
Yeah.
And they can control what you do, where you go, what you can buy, and that it's an overall. It's a conspiracy thing.
That's
But
why.
you know what?
That's why you got
There's grains of truth in it, I think.
Yeah.
Dan, at Christmas, in I know Tesco's sell them and B&M's and place, you buy a box. It's called "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here" game.
Oh, I've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
it.
I've
Yes.
seen that.
It's got mealworms in
That's
there,
it.
crickets and locusts and whatever. Anyway, me and Stephen had to eat the crickets. So
I've eaten them. Yeah.
we took out the crickets, we smelt them, and they smelt like salt and vinegar crisps, right? So we both put one on, and I could do it. I did it with my eyes shut, because if you can't see it going in your mouth and you just eat it quickly, it's fine.
What does it taste like? Chicken.
I crunched it. It's like eating salt and vinegar crisps, because they infused
there's
the
nothing
cricket
to them.
with salt,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a problem. And I said, "Guess I'll eat another one," and they were fine. So if you want to eat crickets or mealworms and all that sort of stuff, then surely it's got to be down to the
No, you're
individual.
Oh, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think it's down to you. I think it's been forced upon you, is what they're talking about. Because what they're talking about is taking total control, so there's no meat production.
No, that'll never happen.
I don't know. No, it won't happen, will it?
When you say that,
Chantal says,
this
being a
world's going in
farmer,
a very funny direction.
being a farmer in South Africa is listed the #1 most dangerous profession.
Yeah, I can imagine
in
it is.
South Africa. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
We have huge corporate firms that are pushing out family-owned farms.
Yeah.
Farming cows are apparently a hazard. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know? I know someone that had some cows that were bred for the meat markets, and this absolutely appalled me. And after I had a little grizzle, I sort of got over myself and I understood it. He said that he was loading cows onto a truck, and these cows started to come towards him like they were going to crush him.
Yeah.
He said before that could happen, he said the one in the front, he said I punched it on the head as hard as I could. He said, and I stunned it, and he said it fell back and then it toppled over. He actually knocked the cow out, and then they sort of went around the cow and we were going up the thing. But I sat there and I grizzled because he punched this cow in the head so hard that it fell down. And I thought, well, surely that's cruelty and all the rest of it. And then I sat and thought about it. I thought, well, no, actually, it's not.
It's survival.
It's survival because
Yeah.
he's got this one cow leading the herd, and they're going to follow whatever this one did. The minute this one went down, it went round him. He said it saved my life.
Yeah.
So I can imagine. I can imagine. Farting cows are now bad for the world.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Annette. I know.
And
do you know what?
Seriously, they haven't smelt Dan's arse.
That is true.
Oh, Andy.
Yes, farting cows are bad for the world. Do you know what? When will they stop coming out with all this nonsense?
Not South Africa. We have land claims. Some indigenous species come and say their great second summer and auntie lives there a week, so they're entitled to land by birthright. But it's farm murders.
Yeah, there's a lot of them up there, aren't there? It is, isn't it? It is. It is. It absolutely is.
Oh, where are we going here? We have some large dairy and cat operations that harvest the methane from manure for green. That's a good idea, isn't it?
Brilliant idea.
I've heard something like that.
The brilliant idea. Yeah, I used to work with cattle many years ago now, but they were always once you kept your wits about you, you're all right. And if they come too close, what you'd do is you'd put one hand on one and one hand on the other, and you'd basically use one to lever the other away.
Oh,
Right.
okay, yeah.
They generally would. They were pretty docile. They wouldn't hurt you intentionally.
No.
They're quite sweet little souls, really. But you have to be careful.
Do you
But they're
know
all right.
how psychic and how spiritual? You can think I'm mad now. I'm not. And by the way, I'm not.
Cows are amazing.
I'm not a Hindu, so cows. If you actually stood in front of a cow, you could tell it anything. You could tell it all of your worries. And while it's standing there looking directly at you, chewing whatever it's chewing, it seems as though the cows listen.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
cows are beautiful. They've got beautiful
And
eyes.
it seems as though they look straight into your eyes, straight into your soul, and it seems as though they're listening to whatever you're saying. And when I like cows. I love cows. One of
Cows
my
are
favourite
great.
animals. But you can cuddle them, and you can play with that. You know
they're
that
lovely.
big
Bit underneath.
They've got a bit of skin under here. And they let you play with it, and it's so soft, and you play with this, and then they let you cuddle them, and they kiss you and everything.
Oh, cows
Yeah.
are lovely.
They are nice, and they know when it's going to rain. They sit down.
Tastes nice.
They
They
do.
sit. Depends on what they're being fed. If they sit down in the rain, in the field, it's going to rain.
Yeah, I like cows. They're lovely.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder if they would put cows in these. Well, I know they put the cows in these fields where a lot of barrows and burial mounds have been. I wonder what a cow would make to that man with the big willy.
He'd be chewing on top of it, wouldn't he? They do have a mean kick, William. They do. Easily break your leg.
Jay, you are my people. Jay's disgusting, by the way.
I'm not.
You encourage bad behaviour.
Your husband, Andrew.
Farting in church.
Yeah. Waking up the dead people.
It was so loud, it reverberated. The sound just went right through
I love that in the church. When people farting in
Ah.
church. We used to like on ghost hunts. We used to like doing it on if they had wooden pews.
That's what it was.
Was
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Oh, he goes like that. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't been sent it yet.
Shall I send it to him? I've got to charge up that phone.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. Please do. I'd like to see that. But yeah, you can't beat a church seating. A pew for a pew. Pew for a poo.
So,
No, mate.
crop circles we've done these lovely pictures, these chalk drawings in the hillside.
Yes, there's not. Yeah, because there's not that much to do about them, is there? Really, crop circles.
No.
Is another thing we discussed it and put it to bed and said, 99.9%, if not all of them, are a load of old nonsense. So,
It's a dying art. It's a dying art now. People are not doing
you just
them.
don't see it anymore, do you? You remember years
Pardon
ago,
me.
you used to buy calendars. You could have like crop circle calendars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were really. I mean, they're beautiful things, but yeah, you don't see any of it now, do you? There's none of it. It's not. You don't even see them crop, if you pardon the pun, crop up. Do you know what I mean? You never see them on TV or anything now.
They're just not reporting on them anymore, are they?
No.
I do wonder where people got the idea. I suppose because of the style of them and stuff, that people jumped to the conclusion that it was communication from alien craft.
Didn't they say that they made when the crafts land on the field? That's what they made, or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and you had all these intellectuals out there, didn't you, trying to work out what messages they could be trying to convey. And
do you know what I think it is, Dan? These crop circles, you learn geometry in school, maths, and then you have the art of ancient geometry. And I think there's a handful of people that want to keep ancient geometry alive, which is why they do the crop circles to bring it to the forefront. And because people don't understand what it is. I don't understand what it is. It's ancient geometry, and I think that's what they are. It's just people trying to keep
it could very well be. It could very well. I mean, if you knew something that somebody else didn't, then you would use it to wind them up. When you would be sitting back and creasing up, wouldn't you? Really, you know.
Don't you have to beat the cow first? Give it a right good beating.
Definitely. I was going to say something then, but no.
Was it something to do with beating a meat?
Oh, for God's sake. You two shut up. Behave yourselves. I'll go all Alf Garnett on you. You better not behave like that when you come and stay with me, Parker. If you come up with me.
Well, it's nothing normal anyway, is it?
I'll be sending you to bed without your tea.
Yeah, it's fine.
Burgers.
Jamie might be doing some training up near my neck of the woods, and if he is, he's going to come and stay with me. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh God! You're not terrible.
I love the way this is all meant to be spiritual programming.
I know.
Well, I've come on late, obviously, but we've covered pretty much most of it. So.
Oh, can you imagine if Lo was here? Oh, by the way, poor Lo. We wish her get well soon, Lo. She's having a week off this week.
Yeah.
A well-deserved week off. She's had some issues at home, and she's had a terrible time of it, and she's having a week off just to recharge her batteries.
She deserves a break, to be fair, doesn't
Yeah.
she? She's been burning the candles at both ends, that young lady.
I think she has, bless her.
She definitely deserves that bit of time to herself.
Jay, while I've got you on
Family time.
we have the Jar of Doom.
Oh, your Jar of Doom.
Jar of Doom.
I don't know what I'm working next week, so I don't know if I'm here or not.
Tell me when to stop, Jay.
Stop.
Excuse me.
Oh, God. Here we go. So I've got a few. So you've got a number to pick from. Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Or
And
number
tonight's
4.
star
4.
prize, number 4.
Last
What
one,
number?
4.
You're picking 4.
Yeah.
This is number 4.
Can't see it.
Ah.
We are
Okay.
talking about the James Webb. I don't even know who James Webb is. And how big is
Scientist or
it?
something called,
How
or
big
whatever
is-
it's called.
How
That
big is his telescope?
is amazing.
So that's what we're
Hi,
talking about next week.
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. So that's what we're talking about next week. James Webb. James
Telescope.
Webb and his giant telescope.
I'm very good, thank you, Kelly. I hope you're doing well.
It's up north somewhere, isn't it? The telescope, Daniel.
There's one out. One out floating out in the Earth's atmosphere.
No, the ground one.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah.
You on about the Hubble?
Yeah.
The Hubble, yeah.
I think that was.
Oh,
wasn't it?
excellent, Chantel.
James Webb telescope we're talking about next week.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of kit. That
Catch
is.
up, Chantel.
It is. It is. Million miles. There you go. It's amazing. The pictures and that it's sending back are just beautiful. Why are you, Andy? Hope you're doing well.
Hi,
bud.
Andy.
Bye, Andy. Well, talking about the investigation that we did, Dan. I've actually, sent Viv the picture, and it looks like we've caught something. I'll send it
Oh,
over
good.
to you.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It's
Well,
not
it's
the gas
unexplainable
escaping from
anyway.
someone's Harris, is it?
No,
You sure?
yeah, I'm positive.
Do you know?
Oh, that's
this,
lovely, Kelly. They're cute.
Wayne was good enough to remind everyone that this month is going to be a series of meteor showers, or it looks like meteor showers. So the chances of seeing shooting stars here this month is going to be pretty high. And he did explain on his post why that was. Something about gases and all the rest of it up in space. We see it as shooting stars. But we were lucky enough last Saturday to see it. Did we see some, Parker? We saw a
We
couple,
saw some,
didn't
yeah.
we?
They're amazing. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Mm. Yeah, shooting
Yeah.
stars.
Fantastic.
But, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there you go.
I want to hear about the investigation, Parker.
Well, it's what century is it? It's back in. Oh, was it 7th century?
Oh,
Seventh
it's
century.
really old, isn't it? It's
Mm.
isn't it the second oldest one in England or something, or Britain,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's out on the history. So I don't know who built it, but it's just it was very quiet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For a church, I thought it'd be a little bit, because obviously you got people going in there praying and coming out and stuff. But yeah, it was quite a nice atmosphere. It wasn't like in your face. That there's some that have been in your face, but no, it was quite good, really good. I really enjoyed it. Stopped my ribs ached all night, so yeah, it was such a great laugh. Nice people as well, so yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. There weren't much to report on. Like, we got little bits and pieces. Like, we heard Viv's name quite a bit. Then Viv said, "What do you want?" kind of thing, without being rude. But he didn't respond. So, you know, it was kind of taking a piss kind of thing, if you know what I mean. But no, it was interesting.
Andy Roberts says, as Douglas Adams says, you may think it's a long way to the shops, but that's peanuts.
Peanuts to space.
Peanuts space.
But yeah, you would go outside to have a vape or whatever, and then it'd be really cold. But then when you stepped into the church, it would be kind of quite hot. It wasn't hot, but it was warm enough to take some layers off, if you know what I mean.
There was
no.
a couple of times when there were some strange doors and knockings and rappings on the main door. And at one point, the door actually came open for no reason.
Yeah.
Which was, it was as though somebody unlatched the door, opened the door to walk in and left the door open.
That's interesting.
There was a couple of strange things with that. So, which we couldn't understand. We sent Parker out. Go and see what's going on with that door.
Guinea pig here.
If anything's going to happen, send him first.
Yeah, exactly. But the door was like really thick old wood, like old oak wood. So it wasn't like you could just turn the clasp and then go through. You had to proper physically open it and then put some strength behind it to move the door. You know, but no, it was good. I missed out on another one, mate.
Oh, Dan's always missing the good ones.
Yeah, I am.
Never mind.
I am.
With a Delhi belly.
Oh yes, I am. I did, but never mind. Never mind.
So, this week, what's happening? We have no Simply Spooky on Wednesday. It's been moved to Thursday this week, purely because our guest that's coming on cannot do a Wednesday, and we do try and accommodate our guests as much as possible. So we've agreed to do a Thursday with him. So I'm not going to mention who he is. I think you need to come on and have a look and see for yourself. That's on the Simply Spooky Network on Thursday at 8 o'clock UK time. And then Friday, we have no Lois, but we might go on and do something in place of for Lois. Lois's show is The Frighteners. So we might just go on and just fill the spot and cover her for Friday. So that's what's happening this week with the Simply Spooky crew. Over on Simply Spooky tonight, and I think right now, Paul Rook is got his show with Mysterious Worlds. Saturday, where are we? The first, yes, William Becker will have a show.
Becker.
So he will have a show at 10 o'clock. That's 10 p.m. UK time. And I think Pacific time, it's midday with William Becker. So his show will be on Saturday. But look out for the posters because they do advertise. And that's it, really. I mean, you got anything else to say, Dan?
Oh, William says he had his show last Saturday.
Oh, it was last Saturday. Okay. So
no,
I do apologise.
Oh, sorry, go on, Viv.
I do apologise, William, but you can always go back on the page and see it on catch up anyway. So the next one, William has 15.
Perfect.
What was you going to say, Dan?
I was just going to say, remind people that we've got the tickets going on sale soon for the Christmas paranormal evening of fun and frivolity and ghost hunts at Village Farm in Skegness. They're £25 a ticket, I believe, Viv, aren't they? And it is on the 3rd of December.
But they're going to get fed with it as well, though. It's not
going to
just
get fed with it. Yeah, you're going to get food with it. So,
what food is it, Dan?
Sorry, mate.
What food is it?
We are doing a fish and chip supper, I believe, Viv, aren't we?
Supper.
We're going to try,
fish and chip supper. So you'll be fed in it, and there'll be lots of fun. We're going to do a what do they call it? A Santa Claus thing, aren't we? Lucky dip thing. You could actually go, Chantel. You could actually go.
Actually, Chantel, we are doing an investigation close by to
William.
Close by to Dorset, which is not too far. How far's Gloucestershire from Dorset, Dan?
It's not that far.
No.
It's that bad. It's not that far.
And plus, you'll see me on my birthday.
Da-da-da.
What do you mean you don't want to go?
Well, you shut up, yeah.
I wish you could go as well, William.
Yeah.
I genuinely and really, really do.
We'd have to come over. We'll have to come across the
Excellent.
pond.
Chantel says she's there. Excellent.
She'd like that as well, especially
Yeah,
when
you'd
she
love
sees
it.
where it is.
You'll love it. So it's the 3rd of December, Saturday, and I think we're starting around about 7 o'clock. Is it, Viv?
Something like that, yeah.
7. It's not going to be a late one. We're looking at sort of midnight, slightly after that. We're going to be packing up and stuff. So it's not going to be late, but it's going to be 5 or 6 hours of just enjoying each other's company and getting a little bit of a ghost hunt under our belt. But it's all going to be done with fun. It's not going to be,
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to save myself for the following weekend. So
And you got the following weekend. We're away, yeah. So
Yes.
that'll be good. So yeah, that's it really. And those tickets will be on sale. How are we going
Tomorrow?
to be?
I
Yes,
was going to
tomorrow,
say
yeah.
tomorrow, but I didn't want to take
Tomorrow.
No, that's all right. Tomorrow, yeah. No, put them on sale tomorrow then. Yeah, no, that's good.
Blame Jamie.
Yeah, it was his idea.
Always get the blame, don't I?
No, you don't. We blame Dan.
Yeah, I don't mind getting the. I'll take it on the shoulders.
Well, let's say it then.
Stay at the haunted hotel with your nice staying.
Oh, that was you and William Stadium one down there, didn't you?
Yeah. That was the weirdest night in a hotel I've ever had. Actually, no, it's the second weirdest. Staying with Dan. There's nothing wrong with a hotel. Just bloody Dan
Everything.
talking in his sleep, telling me that one's a. What did you say? That one's a tart. That one there, over there.
And that's a creature shop. Going down the creature shop. I've no idea what goes on in my head. No idea.
Wow.
Yeah, it was more active than the farm. That hotel.
Oh, was that
Some places
Strawberry
just
Fields
are,
or
aren't
something,
they?
wasn't it?
Sorry?
Was that Strawberry Fields, Viv?
No, I don't even know what the name of the hotel was now, William, to be quite. I'll point it out to you. It was on the seafront. I remember that. Very 1970s decor inside and
Yeah.
not modernised at all and very rickety and yeah, it is more haunted than the village church farm itself. But yeah,
There are some
Yeah, you
places that are just off the scale, aren't there? That are just
I know.
ridiculously haunted.
Mm.
You know?
But it was what it was, and we enjoyed ourselves anyway. I'm
Yeah.
glad I didn't see the things happening in the hotel room that did happen. I just saw the aftermath, sitting up in bed and seeing every single drawer, and door,
Opened.
and even the main door to the room wide open, and people walking past in the hallway, looking in at me whilst I'm sitting up in bed. It's fucking crazy. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. I just sat there and I had to sort of take stock of what I was seeing. I didn't even get out of bed to shut the door. I was just like in shock. And then William wakes up and says, "Good morning." And I said, "William, have you been up in the night?" He said, "No, let's have a look around you." It's crazy. I think it was William that shut the main door. He just sort of jumped up quick and just slammed it shut. Yeah, it was.
So did this happen before you went to the farm, or did it happen when you came back from the farm?
We went to the village. No, we went to the village church farm.
Yeah.
And then we came back and we had a chat and we got ready for bed, and we slept in separate beds. It was a family room.
You don't think it was anything followed you back then?
No, I think it's the hotel
place
itself. Because when we told the owner of the hotel, he wasn't surprised at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't surprised at all.
He needs to put better locks on that bloody front door then, doesn't he?
We sitting there in our groovy pajamas, like sitting up looking at people, like families walking past with their kids going, "Don't go in there, come on, hurry up, walking their kids along, It's quite funny.
Well, it's been a quiet night tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been quite a chilled one.
That's
you want
because
to go to bed,
Lois is
don't
not here.
You want to go to bed?
I'm ready for it, mate. Absolutely knackered.
What have you been doing today?
Nothing. Reading, really.
I like them days. You do
Yeah.
nothing, but then you feel really tired.
You feel more tired than you would normally, don't you? You know what I mean? When you just don't do anything.
I've been trying to read today. I've picked up a book, and the section I have reached, you'll be quite interested in this, is all about Reginald Halliday Christie.
Oh, where'd you get that from? Where'd you get the book from?
Oh, I've had the book for ages, but I've been trying to read this book for about 2 years now. But I've done so many chapters, and I've got onto the chapter that I think, right, I want to read this one, this chapter, and I just can't get into it. I start reading, it's like, oh, my eyes hurt. I put the book down. I come back to it later. It's called Talking with Psychopaths.
Oh, okay.
And Savages. So that's the book I'm reading, and I am enjoying it, but it is heavy going, as you can imagine.
Is it an old book, Viv?
I've had it a couple of years. I wanted to read it on the plane when I was going to visit William, and that's when a connection with Walla Walla kept coming up with me and Walla Walla. But it's not Walla Walla Australia; it's Walla Walla America, which is prison. So. Yeah, it's quite fascinating. The Walla Walla thing with me, seeing the Walla Walla connection in that book as well, and again talking about Walla Walla, it's up in Washington State, near up north somewhere.
Oh, okay, near Canada, like border.
Yeah, but yeah, and I discussed that synchronicity with William, and then when he woke up one morning and I was sitting there reading my book, I went, William, this is all about Walla Walla, and this is all about this, and the Oregon and the Portland connection. It was amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? When you look, you start to notice these little connections, and then they pop up everywhere, don't they?
Yeah.
We walk around blind half the time. It's like people say, don't they? Well, I've not heard from my family, or my mum and dad have never been in contact since they passed over, and then you'll have a medium say, but the messages they're leaving everywhere, you're not picking up on them.
No.
And it's easy to see that when you do see little messages, and then all of a sudden things start coming together, and you think, oh, okay, this makes sense.
And William says, and the trial for the natives was in Oregon City. So this Walla Walla thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and in Oregon City, there were connections there. It was just amazing. And I sat there, I was in disbelief. I said, William, listen to this. And I read it to him, and he's like, yep. It was like mind-blowing, that was, and it was all personal for me, really, and not the natives and the trials and what happened, but the connection with this Walla Walla thing.
It's got a connection with your guide or something, isn't it?
No, it's to do with me. It's
okay.
It's my maiden name, Wallia.
Right.
Walla. I keep hearing Walla Walla coming up all the time. It's like, why am I hearing Walla Walla all the time? And I heard, in the past, I've heard Walla Walla being whispered to me, not realising. And I saw Walla Walla in Australia, and I thought, well, I wonder if it's that. And it wasn't. It was Walla Walla in America. And I was thinking, wow. And then
going to America, yeah.
Then we're sitting with William, and he telling me about the natives and the trial and what happened, and reading about it. It was like, this is the connection here in the States, not Australia, and this is confirmed, So one day, I will go and see the town of Walla Walla in America. Yeah.
Walla Walla. What do you reckon the connection is? You got any idea?
I don't know, because like William said, there's not much there. There's a town, but it's just mainly a prison, and it's quite a nasty one, apparently, by all from what I can remember. And William explained it to me, but he said, yeah, so next time you come, if you want to go, I'll take you. And I'm thinking, maybe I should go and get it done and out of the way, and Walla Walla can leave me alone.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to put them behind you, don't you, just so you can move on with your life.
Yeah. But maybe Walla Walla's the place where I'll see my Bigfoot. Who knows?
Maybe Walla Walla's got some nice things there for you.
Yeah, it's out in that territory, so maybe there's a Bigfoot sighting to be had.
Some good positive stuff
anyway.
Yeah, well, Andy said yesterday that he would go squatching. Doesn't believe in Bigfoot, but he would go.
Oh, would he?
Yeah.
Mind, just because it's out in the beautiful countryside.
He loves camping, doesn't he? He loves camping.
Yeah, I would.
So, are we going to end the show now? And
yes,
we will be back next week at 7:00, talking about the James Webb Telescope. and all things telescopy.
I'll be reading up on the James Webb Telescope. It does interest me, I must admit. Beautiful piece of kit. Beautiful piece of kit.
Mm.
Right, you lot, I'm going to go. Apparently, I've been given orders to blow balloons up because it's Willow's birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
I've got to get balloons blown up.
I'd love to see that.
tomorrow, Willow. Happy birthday. Oh, bless her.
Do one now. I can't do them.
Go on, Dad. Go on,
Right.
Dad. Do one on air.
Go
I'll
on,
do one
Dad.
later. I'll do it later.
Record
All
it.
right, everybody. Thanks very much.
We'll see you next week.
See you all next week. Thanks very much, guys. Or later
Bye.
this week, dependent. Bye.